Good day, Lagos. Good day, world. And as always, it's a pleasure to bring you halftime energy World Cup far. As always, I am Yemi, Adesanya. We must apologize for the suspension that Samson continues to face. For one, the biting incidents of Luis Suarez. Two, causing the injury to Neymar. Unfortunately, we filed an appeal to the Sport Arbitration for the Court of Arbitration for Sports on his behalf. But then, the show must go on. I have the pleasure of introducing Larry Eghosa. If you know him, he's a sports analyst on radio, on Twitter, he goes berserk. He needs more followers though. It's a pleasure to have Larry Eghosa joining us on Halftime NG. Welcome, fam.
The pleasure is all mine. I mean, it's always nice to be here. Halftime NG, any day, anytime.
Well, Larry, welcome. We are at the most crucial part, the part where we've been waiting for a whole month. It's been friendly, it's been biting all over the place, it's been breaking on bad, but we have exceptional football.
Excellent football we've seen. I mean, this is the home of football. The second time they are hosting after 64 years. The first was said in 1950, don't forget. And so we've seen everything. It's shown in all, ramification that this is the home of football. Brazil 2014, we've seen lots of goals. As a matter of fact, we've seen 167 goals, just 4 shy of the record, 171 in 1998. And so we've seen lots of tackles, dribbles, brilliant goals, and all that. We have 2 matches to go. We have 4 goals, chasing that record of 94. And the biggest match in the world, in world football, as a matter of fact, the final between Yemi and Argentina, it doesn't get bigger than this.
So definitely we will see an opportunity to break that record.
I think so, because first of all, looking at the losers final, both teams trying to redeem themselves. Talking about Brazil and Netherlands after losing out in the semi-final, and for the final, these are 2 high-scoring sides, especially Germany. Don't forget they scored 17 already at this World Cup, and so it looks like we'll get more than 4 goals, and hopefully we eclipse the record of 1998.
Okay, let's just make kind of a bit of a recap. For the round of 16 and the round of 8. One particular feature was prevalent, and we were in a situation where in the 8 groups, the teams that topped the 8 groups made it to the round of 8. Do you think that portends why people keep saying it is important for you to top your group?
Obviously, I mean, when you top your group, there's a high chance that you escape or you miss out on the other big teams. And so for this year, it wasn't a surprise, because if you look at the Champions League, it followed that same pattern, and all the group leaders, made it to the quarterfinals. And this time it wasn't different. One likes of Brazil, Netherlands, the likes of France, Costa Rica, surprisingly from that group of them, and so all the teams that qualified for that round, beat the runners up of the other groups, and they made it to the quarterfinal, and from there, it became understood. But it's very important that you top your group so that you can avoid the other strong teams of the other groups.
If we go back a bit, we're Africans, if we look at it from an African perspective, at the beginning of the tournament, a lot of people have said Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana had the best chance of playing the African touch, But then, what this was to now, and we've given the FIFA ranking a lot of steam over time. But if for any reason the FIFA ranking shows some credence and some importance going to the World Cup, with the performance of Nigeria being the number 1 ranked African country.
Yeah, you can say that, but if you ask me, it's really disappointing. It doesn't always follow. Look at it like Costa Rica. I really did not know where they fall in FIFA ranking, but they took away the parts of the likes of Uruguay and even Italy. Exactly, I made them look like fish out of water. And so if you look at Algeria too, yes, just before the World Cup they went to number 1 and they were able to really leverage on that. But for Ivory Coast, it was really disappointing. For the third consecutive World Cup, they've been to only 3, 2006, 2007, and now in 2014, they've always ended up as third, meaning that they lack that effort. They call them
that extra
edge. They didn't end fourth, they never ended fourth. They've always ended third. That which shows that they lack that extra edge, to just nick it. Look at this World Cup. They just need to draw against Greece in the final match and they lost it. And so if you ask me, the FIFA ranking sometimes off and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, if we were to say, is it safe to say that tag of the golden generation, is it a cost?
Well, it is. It adds pressure to you in some respect, but in some other respect, it gives you that impetus, it gives you that challenge to go ahead.
Let me cut you short there. A number of countries or teams that have been termed golden generation virtually all of them are falling short of their full potential.
Maybe not all of them. Like Yemi, we can see that in the final.
So are you saying that this German team is a gold generation?
We can say that in 2006 we were at they got to the semi-final, won the third place. In 2008 Euros, they were in the final, lost only to champion Spain. In 2010 they won third in South Africa at the World Cup. In 2012, I mean, it took only Italy to beat them in the semi-final, and now in 2014. And so it shows that over time, especially from year 2000, after they lost out to the group stage of the Euros, they've grown, and so they've gathered this team, and if you look at the spine of the team, the likes of Hummels, Tony Kroos, and even Muller or the old war what's his name now, Miroslav Klose up front with the goalkeeper. We can't tell them go the direction because they've been for some time, and so it's proving, to be beneficial to them. But if you look at the flip side, Ivory Coast, I mean, really disappointing.
If I were to look at Germany, I would say Germany is not a golden generation, but it gives credence to planning, going back to the drawing board and getting things done the right way.
Another typical example is Spain. Would you say it hasn't benefited them? In 2008, they were European champion. 2010, about the same way they blew the world apart, won it severely, their first ever World Cup. And in 2012, I mean, look at what they did to Italy. My darling Italy, they destroyed them, in the final, winning by 4 goals to nothing. And so, in some respects, as I said, it puts some pressure on you, which the team might not be able to handle. And in some other respects, it gives you that encouragement and that impetus to go. And so, like life, it benefits some, but some others it doesn't benefit them.
Well, you must have heard Larry say he studied in the AC Milan fan. We'll go into that. We'll get to the course season. We'll talk about his support for AC Milan. Now, we'll go to the semi final. People say the Brazil Germany result of 1-7, something like operation. For me, I saw the best ball circulation I've seen in a long time. I saw the best victory play I've seen in a long time. I saw a midfield that played with a lot of freedom. Kedira, some will call him a box-to-box midfielder, some will say it's a ball winning midfielder, some will say it's a very good. But for me, he expressed himself so well in that game. Now, I put you on the spot. Yes, you don't earn the big body. You are not big Scolari
for now.
If you were Scolari, what would you have done differently? Now, I know we have hindsight. We can all say that we're pundits, but if you were him, just for that 2 seconds, what would you have done differently?
Really difficult to say, but thank God you're starting with the fact that we're analyzing based on hindsight. I mean, nobody saw this coming. As a matter of fact, yes, Germany deserved to win that match, but you don't get to see 7-1 every time, and not against a team like Brazil. It doesn't matter who you are. So, looking at that game, I think there are a number of things he should have done differently. With due respect to the Germans, they were not exactly fantastic that day. They were not the best. They didn't have the best of performance. They were just in their efficient best, if you put it that way, and they really capitalized on the weakness of the Brazilians. First of all, I think the hosts were they depended too much on emotion. Look at Scolari, putting the cap. Neymar, the national anthem, singing it with all the best in their body. I mean, that doesn't win the game. Then holding the shirt of Neymar as though he's there. I think they approached it in a bad way. And the Germans knowing fully what they want, knowing fully well that, they want the World Cup. And so they really did not care about how the Brazilians were feeling. Instead, they took it, as an advantage. And look at how the game started. The Brazilians started like a house on fire, throwing everything at the Germans, and from the 11th minute, it became a different story. So maybe what I should have done is, I think I also agree with Gilberto Silva, who suggested that probably seeing that the Germans could be rapid, as Portugal, they will tell you, 10-4-0 in the first match, they should have tried to curtail them. Yes, it's not the vintage Brazil style. Brazil don't defend for everybody, but sometimes you need different tactics, to get different results. So maybe they should have used many of their holding midfielders, likes of Ramirez, that can, clean dirty sometimes, Polio, put them all in, sickle the Germans like the Algerians did, take them through the long stretch. Then after some time, bring in flip players like Bernard, someone like William as well, the Chelsea guy, who can come in and try to play something out of nothing. Look at how Ghana played them, and look at how Algeria played them. That should have been a template. But as it is, the bubble is buzzed, and they can only wait to fight another day.
So I actually feel that the game against Algeria was Germany's toughest game in this competition so far. Now we'll look at Netherlands against Argentina. Yes, as we said about Luis Van Gaal is a genius, he's a tactical body, tactical genius, he put the tactical master stroke, his substitutions are spot on.
Yeah.
Okay. There are just of many managers, penalty shootouts. The game was the question. I it's not probably the better team, probably have better chances. But in that game, what would you have done differently to have ensure that that game didn't go the whole world 20 minutes and go to penalties?
First of all, I must credit the Netherlands because coming to this World Cup, they had only few superstars, if you have to put that way. Because if you look at Van Persie, Fine, Robben, devastating the end time. Wesley Schneider, was one of the best players in 20 years, scoring 5 goals and having 5 assists. Then maybe Nigel de Jong. Every other player likes to fly, Memphis Depay. These are average and decent players. And so getting to the semi-final, was if you ask me punching above their weight, and I must credit them for that. But having said that, having got to the semi-final, it doesn't matter whether you're Costa Rica, whether you're Algeria, nobody wants to lose it there. You want to feel that whatsoever must have brought it thus far, should take you a notch higher, which is the final. I think they should have been more expressive. They concentrated too much on trying to stop Lionel Messi, which is not, which wasn't easy anyway. But they managed to do that. Maybe they should have been more opportunistic as well when they had their chances. Look at the last, ditch tackle for Mascherano on Robben. Maybe Robben should have been, quicker, in letting the shot fly. I'm sure Romeo, would have come to the back of the net to pick it. And also, starting Van Persie, knowing full well that I don't know if he's fit or if he's really in the right state of mind. After the second game against Australia in group stage, he missed the game against Chile, and since then he's really been a shadow of himself. Maybe he should have started on Tela, then bring his captain and his and Van Persie, who is Van Persie, as an impact sub, but he opted to start him, and that forced him, to make the change. After 105 minutes, we should have, we should stop him from bringing the crew. Who knows? He might have performed the magic again. So playing Van Persie, an unfit Van Persie for 105 minutes, I think those would be one of the decisions. Louis Van Gaal will look back and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. But in all, I think I want to give the Netherlands a pass now.
Let's go closer home. Nigeria, second round of the World Cup, continues to be our albatross, continues to be our kryptonite. If it's scored Nigerian performance, out of 10, what would you say?
Ooh, I think I was called a 6. Now, this is my reason. It must be said that Nigeria was the least ranked team in the round of 16. We were 44. Every other team, were ranked ahead of them. That's just on paper, isn't it? But look at the group we came out from. We had likes of Bosnia, Iran, and also Argentina. The best bet was to beat Iran, draw Bosnia, but we did it the hard way by beating Bosnia. And so we have to credit the team because first of all, this has been our best ever, alongside with that of '94. So getting to at least to that extent, scores you an average. Then for why they're not getting 7 or even 8 was the game against France. Now nobody believed that we could pause the game like that, and it looked like the players were complacent and even satisfied with that. And so for not being able to step up the gear and kill it off was really disappointing. But I'm sure we'll learn from there. But in all, I mean, of the 5 African teams, with Ghana and Ivory Coast leaving the group stage, leaving only Nigeria and Algeria making to the round of 16 for the first time, I think I want to score them average, which is just over there.
Okay, now we have this issue of whether Keshi should be go
for the opposite time.
If you were Keshi, would you stay or would you go? Bear in mind that you probably have $7 million on the table every month, which unfortunately you will not get paid regularly. But you are probably asking for $10 million, and asking for a house, asking for probably interference. If you were him, going that job, South Africa, waiting for you, would you stay or would you go?
I think Keshi is on the driving seat. Now let me try to establish that. He's done everything West Ham has done. Qualified us for the World Cup. This time without calculator, if you remember. Then also, got to the second round of the World Cup. West Ham did the same thing, but after 5 years, superior players, less interference from the government, and practically, was darling of the president. Then, talking about our president, then let me stop there. But look at Keshi, from the first match of the AFCON, it's been bad. And don't forget that this man won the AFCON with 17 debutants, 6 of whom were home-based players. Won the AFCON after, Nigeria failed to qualify for the previous one. So, under 2.5 years, he's done exactly what West Ham has done. And so, much as he has lapses, but we must say that with the interferences and all that, it's really been difficult for him, but he's managed to scale through. Now, what is the way forward? For Keshi, if I were Keshi, I think I would stay. He's asking for 10 million now, which for me is very much worth it. At the World Cup, it was 28 when it comes to highest earner. The likes of Capello was first, Russia coach, got out of the group stage. Prandelli third out of the group stage as well. Vicente Bosque, coach of world and European champions, Spain, out of the group stage as well. So I do not think it's too much, for him to demand or request, an additional 50%, 100% increase of his salary. So if I were him, the AFCON is just 7 months time or 6 months time. I will, relish the opportunity to try to defend it, what we failed to do in 1996, and get the mega box if possible and serve my country. I'm even patriotic.
So much for patriotism.
Yeah.
Now, we have this issue that we've just been banned. Nigeria has just been banned by FIFA because of the shenanigans that have gone on in the glass house and some people taking it to court. Now, this is going to affect us, whether we like it or not. One, the ladies are already going to be the first to suffer.
They're in Canada at the moment.
Like Tuesday, they're in Canada, and they're neutral and competition. And the 17th should next week be in Congo for the first leg of the AYC qualifiers. Now, it's going to have a little effect. Don't you think it's time? Why is it that after every World Cup we tend to do this? We did it at last World Cup in South Africa, it's running again. Isn't it time we put our hands together and start using our heads?
If you ask me, this is very, very shameful for Nigeria as a country. As you rightly said, this is not the first time. It happened in 2010, after the debacle of the World Cup. And now it's happening again. I think they should try to do something about it. Now, the FIFA have their rules, and they're saying government shouldn't interfere. You can support, but you shouldn't interfere, in the running of football, which we signed our bargain for. But that aside, now will be suspended, and pending the time we retrieve or take back take back the court case against Mike Gary and all that. There and then will be reinstated. Now the Falconets are in Canada. If, as you rightly said, if the decision is not rescinded by Tuesday, there and then they will be thrown out of the continent, which doesn't all go well. The same thing happened in 1996, maybe in a different form. We're not able to play at the 96 AFCON hosted by South Africa, and so for that reason they punished us for Burkina Faso 98, which means that we're not able to leverage on the 94 team. Now, should they go ahead, if they didn't rescind the decision, it will affect the Falconet, it will affect the under 17, they won't be able to defend. When they were runners up, in Africa, but they won't be able to go. And if they don't go for the competition, they won't be able to go for the world, which they will defend. Don't forget, we're record 4 times winner. And also, it will affect our qualifiers, for the AFCON. So I just hope, that the men in charge, the people that be, look for a way to rally around this, because it's really very disgraceful and shameful.
Now, the be all, the end of the World Cup final. There's so much about the losers final. I've said, really, I don't think it's necessary. Do you think it's necessary? Do you think we have to play that match? Do you think it's just, for me, I think it's just one big more?
Well, I've listened and I've read arguments for and against. For those arguing against, they will tell you, how fair is it for a team who have done very well throughout the competition to lose the semi-final, as though the disappointment is not enough, you go ahead to lose the third place again. As a matter of fact, most teams, serious teams now this time go for the competition to win, and if you don't win it, you just go home, because it's the winner takes it all. And for that, to that extent, it's fair. I mean, it's reasonable. But how about given this is the World Cup, comes up once in every 4 years. Now you're not able to get the milestone, which is the first position, and you're even, some will be disappointed, for the second. Everybody is disappointed if you come second. It doesn't matter how you play.
Nobody will remember us who comes second.
Exactly, nobody remembers. Although I do. Yeah, nobody. Most times you don't remember who comes second, and I think it's necessary, for a team to come third. There's something to fight for. Don't forget, there's a psychological advantage, or there's a psychological goodness, if I put it that way, of winning your last match. Yeah, you got knocked out in the semi-final. For the Netherlands, they are unbeaten. So should they go ahead, to win the third place, it will be that they were not beaten as far as regulation time is concerned. So to that extent, it's reasonable. But in all, I think it's a good development by FIFA. Since 1998, we've had 32 teams at the World Cup, which means that with the third place, we'll have 64 teams. I do not think it's time to go back to 63. I'm disagreeing with you, man.
Now, final is here. It's 1986 and 1990 all over again. The rivalry between Argentina and Germany comes to the fore. For Germany, it is the actualization of a developmental program that's taken to 10 to 14 years to actualize. Now they are ready, they feel it's century. For Argentina, it's probably the crowning of probably the greatest player ever as far as football is concerned. Win or lose, do you think this will affect them?
Well, let me start by saying that we have a lot of things hanging on this final match. There's a continental implication, national implication, and even player implication. From continental implication, let me make you understand that so far the 19th World Cup ever. Don't World Cup so far. Don't forget started in 1930 when Uruguay hosted and won. We've had 10 European winners. We've had 9 South American winners. I don't know what Africa and other continents are looking for. And so now we have a European in the final, we have a South American in the final. Should a South American go to win it as they have done in the past 4 editions, then it will be 10-10. Or should the European break the jinx, it will now be 11-9. That's for that. Then for the national team, don't forget these 2 teams, as you rightly said, played at the 1986 World Cup hosted by Mexico. Argentina edged it by 3 goals to 2. Diego Maradona, orchestrating that. Then at the 1990 World Cup, hosted by Italy, Germany, edged it just before full time by goal to nothing from the squad. And so we have a lot. That rivalry is there. Then don't forget also, Germany was also responsible for Argentina's after both in 2006 quarter-final penalty shootout. And in 2010 we know the result, 4 goals to nothing. And so there'll be revenge on their mind. Germany are going for their 4th. They'll be joint first with Italy as far as Europe is concerned. Then also Argentina, are trying to get their 3rd, to edge close to their rival Brazil. And for the players, Lionel Messi is one the European, it's even won the African Nations Cup. If you put it that way. So winning the World Cup, we rank him, at par, at least, with likes of Maradona and Pele. And so, for that reason, he will really want this. But for Jamie, as you rightly said, since 2000, when they got out of the group stage of the Euro, they've had this reform, academies and all that, imputing a lot of tactical discipline in their play, which we've seen. So to them, this will just be, a crowning to their effort. And so if you ask me, both teams really want it. But looking at how the tournament has been thus far, I think Germany have more to lose than Argentina.
So, if you're going to call it, who will win?
Well, we've seen lots of upsets at this World Cup. But for this business stage, should either team win, it will be an upset because Argentina, with Lionel Messi, are capable of beating Germany. And Germany, with their complete system kind of football, are capable of beating Argentina as well. So, I think I'll go for a Germany convincing win.
I think I'll agree with you and go with Germany. So I considered from the start of the World Cup that Germany will actualize their dream and win the World Cup. Well, as always, it's a pleasure bringing you the halftime energy World Cup fire. You can follow us on our Twitter handles, which are displayed on the screen at Yemi United. You can follow Larry
and Larry Eghosa.
And as always, you can follow us at halftime NG, or you can go to our website www.halftimeng.com. You follow us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/halftimeng. And as always, this program is brought to you by Savoy Nigeria Limited. For all your traffic updates, traffic talk, whatever it is that concerns traffic, follow at Savoy on Twitter. And you also go to our website www.savoy.com to register online for your traffic updates. Thank you, Lagos. Thank you all. As always, I am Yemi, Adesanya.